Hello everyone and welcome to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/Xisuma, where I am the dunce of Hermitcraft, okay? I've got to keep this hat on at all times. I wish there was sort of like a way to play so you could see it, just to remind you that it was there. Gah. They call me a derp. I do stupid things in this game. It feels like I might just be tempting fate today. That's what I might be doing. Yeah. Anyway, we've got some amazing new music. Dream State Logic. We should have permission. I mean, I have permission. We should all be good in YouTube's system to use this music, which is amazing because I absolutely love it. It is the sort of cosmic style ambience that I am really keen on, and it sort of sounds like a mix of some other artists that I already really adore their music. So like getting the permission to use this has just been wow, you know, superb. So Dream State, no idea if you'd happen to be watching, but thank you so much for letting us use the music. And now that y'all got the name, you know where to go to get your music. Bandcamp, Spotify. You can even download their stuff from their website too. So awesome to have access to this. Team Polyswag says, "Hey X, I like watching your streams, but you spend most of them doing shout-outs and thank yous. Any thought to doing all the thanks at the end once, maybe at the end?" I don't know about the shout-outs. I'm not known for shouting out, but I like to just say thanks as we go along. It's kind of how I roll. Anyway, it doesn't take up like that much, does it? What are we going to do? We're going to load a Did I give it a name? I would have given it a name had I saved it. But now I'm like, what did I call it then? Never Tree Farm? That's probably it. Uh-huh. Oh yes. So if you watched one of our recent... Go, I'm in a hole! If you... Dang it! If you watch one of our recent live streams, you may have seen this design. We probably don't need that and that anymore. I like that I've kept all the schematics there this season. Just kind of reminds me of all the projects that we've done. Did I go a step too far? Yeah. Now that is probably a great way to build it in this area. And maybe if we think about decorating this stuff a little bit later, probably pushing it along this way a little bit makes sense. Right, so something like that. That hat. Oh, that hat. Admirari, thank you for 8 months of support. Greatly appreciated. Hope you're enjoying today's stream. You should offer the schematics as a world download option when the season is done. I don't know. Don't know about that. It wouldn't, I mean, it wouldn't make sense to put it in everyone else's world download because it's not just me who plays on the server. I like the way the height is here. In fact, I think this is the spot to figure out where we want it to go. And my gut instinct is up and across a couple of blocks, like that. I feel like right there's got a nice vibe to it. Yeah, so I spent a little bit of time improving everything, and this thing just, wow, you know. It's compact, it's lean, it's clean. It's not to be seen. All the words, all the rhymes, all the time. Hey, 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 Freak Pigs in a Coat. Thank you for 9 months of support. Greatly appreciated. Is there a mod list you guys use, says Jonathan? I was thinking the next video I might record is me just going through the mods that I use. Is that something y'all would want to see? Right, now usually we end up using a crafting bench at some point. And usually we end up using some scaffolding. And we're going to have some baddies wander in from the dark. So before we jump into building, why don't we be smart and find that glow lichen from that very laggy stream we tried to do the other day. Koala Hoko Biaya. Thank you ever so much for 9 months of support. We also got Brogus here with the Prime. Thank you for using the Prime on me. Greatly appreciated. Yes, I am wearing the dunce hat. Stop laughing at me. Ugh. Jeez. Oh, did something shoot at me? No, I thought I heard a skeleton shot sound. Right, okay. Okay, it's Curls in chat, because Curls, you're to blame. You're to blame. I think I might have just become a coffee addict, right? Let me tell you an amazing story, an adventurous story. One that you'll marvel and think about forever. Okay, the other day I went to the store. This is a story about going to the shops, looking for a product, finding it, then purchasing it. Oh gosh, that's really hot. So I had this idea. Hey, I like drinking coffee, but I drink the proper brewed stuff, and I like the decaf coffee. But it's, you know, it's a bit of a pain to, you know, use the French press, go through all of that, just to have a decaf coffee on a day where I'm not having a regular one. Well, there is such a thing as instant decaf. Ugh! And this zombie is not it. Oh god, I'm being shot at. Don't shoot at me, I'm a dunce. Oh, get wrecked, get wrecked. Whew. So yes, I had this idea, like, you know, instant, because I had an instant coffee the other day, and I was like, it's not the worst thing ever. Now that I've become more accustomed to good coffee, I can sort of tolerate the instant stuff a bit more. But I can't tolerate creepers. Oh! Oh god, there was two of them. I thought it cloned itself. I thought it did some teleporting magic. No. Cloney creeper. Yeah. Sneaking up on me. Okay, let's keep lighting stuff up. Especially the stuff that's actually close to where we are. Right, so. Yeah, I had an instant coffee, and I was like, okay, it's really not that bad. But then I was like, if I had that in decaf form, it'd be very easy for me just to have a sneaky little coffee treat every now and then, right? Well, I had one yesterday, I had one in the morning, I'm having one now. Okay, instant decaf coffee. And it was kind of funny, I couldn't actually find any. There was only one in the store, which is the Nescafe brand. I thought there would have been quite a few options, but no. It seems that instant decaf isn't really a popular thing. So yeah, anyway, that's me drinking more coffee now. Also, the fact that coffee's like a 0-calorie drink as well. I mean, there's more factors than just that, right? You put a little bit of milk in it or whatever, but it's kind of nice to know. It sort of fits in with the whole drinking tea and water. It's just, you know, not throwing in loads of extra calories every time I have a sip or a drink. So yeah, let's see how crazy it gets. Now that it's decaf, I'm probably going to go off the rails, drinking it non-stop. I'll try not to be too bad. I'll try my very best. Michael Stickles, 68 months. What's your favourite and least favourite vegetable? After 68 months, it's getting hard to comment something interesting. Fair enough. Oh man, favourite? Favourite vegetable? They're all so good. I'd say I can't even think of a least favourite. Probably something I don't eat very often. How many times have I told you how bad am I? Like any form of trivia. What's your favourite thing? Oh god, I start overthinking about it. What if I disrespect that vegetable by forgetting to mention it? One thing I will say is a great vegetable is the onion. The onion just, oh man, cooking with onions brings so much flavour to everything. Definitely down with the onions. I had, let me see, today I had some green beans along with like meat and rice in the morning, and I've just finished eating, and now, you know, setting up for a stream and all that. What did I have? Potatoes, carrots, onions, something else, and some chicken. So I've eaten healthy today. I've actually been eating really like lean and clean lately. Just, I don't know, every day I just like, yeah, here we go again. I can think about food all day long, but like I'm getting sick of that. So I just eat two simple meals a day. I'm good. Anyway, I think we've actually like lit up enough of this area to feel safe in building our farm over on that side. Let's just put maybe a couple more bits here and there. And I think that'll do me. Turn off the whole light thing and we can get to building this farm. Which, I must say actually, I think it makes more sense to move it over and drop it into this natural dip. We'll do that, and then I think we got it. Conboy, 63 months, thank you so much, Madu. Marmot95 here for 35 months. CC Prince Les is subscribing, and we got Sugar Cookie here gifting a sub to Gilly T67. Thank you for gifting that sub, greatly appreciated. And Haluma Mutti is here subscribing as well. Would you ever eat an onion like an apple, X, says Skillful Spring. I had a friend who said they ate onions like apples, and I never saw it. I'm not sure if I believe him. Not Luminaire says I love broccoli. Yeah, I really love my good healthy vegetable foods. I was watching this video on my telly. My telly's just started recommending me. I think I watched a Mr. Beast video on it, and now it's just constantly recommending me videos about YouTubers where like people are commenting on other YouTubers. It's like thrown me into that little bubble of video type. And as a result, I was seeing some stuff about that Nicardo Avocado again, who I talked about in the past. I am, you know, kind of concerned for both him and his audience. The behaviours that he's undertaking, in my mind, well, I think in anyone's mind, are obviously physically unhealthy. But really concerning as to how, you know, that comes with having an audience at the same time, possibly an impressionable audience that don't know better, and how YouTube is kind of naturally facilitating this, incentivizing even this sort of using your health, the downfall of your own health, to make a career, to get people's attention, to make money. It's, yeah, it's. I look at it quite tragically. Like, you know, I hope that guy can find his way to looking after himself and going in a better direction. But yeah, it came up with this video commenting on him and reminded me that like what you eat changes your brain. You know, you can get addicted to junk food. The contents of your belly will change the way your mind is wired up. Sounds like a really weird and odd concept, but there are, I assume, studies and some experiments, maybe crude ones, that have been done to kind of demonstrate this. It's worth knowing about, and I feel like that's where I'm at lately, because I've eaten so clean for so long. Like, I really haven't had hardly any takeaways. My brain is just wired up to really like appreciate vegetables and good fresh cuisine at the moment. So like, you know, broccoli, cauliflower, all that stuff's just super tasty to me at the moment. Alive and sleep deprived. Sir Rip of Maple, Kakuro Mina, Mr. Samuel, Pelkey, Fifth Alice, Sleepy Ghost, Killer Bunny, Diver Cap, Ramuez 84. These are some of the people who are being gifted subs by Bungor. Bungor, thank you so much for supporting our community. Oh god, there's that hat again. Jeez, it's going to haunt me. We also got Becca gifting a sub to the Bears. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Always appreciated, right? Liger says, yes, when I buy junk food, it happens in cycles. I'll often go a few days in a row with junk food until I re-break the habit again. I felt a few similar things with like when I used to order takeaways a lot. It was like I really want one again the next day, and then a few days go by, and then it's like I'm all right. You know, sometimes I make plans the next day, like, yeah, I'm not having one now, but I'll definitely have one on the weekend. And the weekend comes around, and I'm like, you know, whatever. I'm really glad I did decide to take a bit of a break though, because it's really actually highlighted just how having them, even not a lot, in small frequency, you know, does seem to do something to you. Before we do this, by the way, I'd like to finish my coffee. Just so this is going to be like a time lapse in a video, so I'm just here like sipping away. Also got my replay mod camera account lined up. Shadow Doom 123, thank you so much. Becca, more gifted subs coming in. To the Poker, good to see you, Poker. And Stu W2K. Be sure to say thanks in the chat. And the Burnfield is here for 4 months. You've lost 15 kilos in the last 4.5 months. The hardest part, by far, is getting new clothes that fit in. Well, what a great problem you've created for yourself. Well done, my dude. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, it can be real hard stuff to change your lifestyle. But, you know, with some determination, anyone's capable of it. Ben Annan says, podcast time while you finish your tea. I guess it is, right? Podcast time with the dunce. I mean, what's the next topic we've got to talk about? Okay, actually, I can say something, and it's, you know, it goes in the realm of talking about other people and YouTubers, and I'm never a fan of doing that, especially when you're saying something negative about someone. But I gotta say this, right? Watched a video the other day about Logan Paul's scams. Someone had done some research on all of these things he's done with MFT and cryptos. Remember, this is the guy from the Suicide Forest, right? I remember being on holiday and like having a mental breakdown. Like, I was trying to get away from the YouTube rat race. First holiday I'd had in a long time. Actually, it's not true, but I hadn't had one in a while. I think it might have been the first skiing holiday I'd been on since I was a kid. You know, first day there, open up the phone after a day of skiing, and everything is just Logan Paul and the Suicide Forest. And I was just like, oh my god, this is so bad. Like, this is such a stain on YouTube that's being created. Becca, thank you for gifting a sub to Below Rose. Appreciate it. And yeah, he's been through this whole redemption arc story, and I'm not one for like judging characters or not, so let's not delve into that. Anyway, I watched this video about how he's been doing scams with NFTs and crypto and stuff, and obviously he's not going to call it a scam, and you know, it depends on your perspective if you think it is or it isn't. I fall on the side of it is, but I'm not on the court, I'm not judge and jury or anything, right? And then my telly recommends his latest video, which is that he spent 3.5 million on a Pokemon card, and I was just thinking, like, that's crazy, right? I watched the whole video, and right at the very end, like, the whole video is just 100% totally fine, normal, whatever, and then all of a sudden the tone quickly shifts at the end, and it goes straight into selling you something. You can almost hear it, like, in the voice. It's like, and now you're being pitched something. And it was co-ownership of the Pokemon card, and I was just like, no, please, no. Come on. Come on now, Logan. There are people that will probably find value in that, and if you find value in it, you are more than welcome to. Is it a scam? Is it not? Is it malicious intent? Who knows? For someone like me, I just find that totally turns my nose up. I'm just like, this is just a way to rake in money again. I mean, it's co-ownership, but like, what's the terms of those contracts going to mean? It's going to stay in his possession, basically. He owns 49% of it, right? And everyone's got to vote and agree on what he can do with it. I'm sure some of his friends will own some of it. It's just, the optics don't look good in any direction. Right. A channel called Disrupt TV had a major controversy recently for trying to sell shares of their YouTube channel to clear debt. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know nothing about that, but I have seen like systems revolving around NFTs and whatnot to create shares in YouTube channels and have like audience ownership and stake in it. It's an interesting idea because, you know, YouTube channels are businesses, right? I don't get it wrong. Like, it's not how you think of a traditional business, but a Twitch streamer, a YouTube channel will probably be at some level an actual business. And therefore, like, the concept of shares and businesses, they're not too far away from one another, right? You could have a YouTuber could pay dividends, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, I could create shares, sell them off, and then a portion of my ad revenue becomes dividends for owning those shares. Like, that's kind of similar to how business works in the real world. So just hearing that, like, you know, without knowing anything else about the story, it could be semi-legit. Email, thank you for gifting a sub to Lexi Moo. Greatly appreciated. Lexi, be sure to say thanks in the chat. I'm almost finishing off my coffee here. Note to self, drinking coffee on stream makes me unproductive. Mr. Hayner is here with cheers and biddies saying, I've heard from many reliable people that chat monitoring is bad, and I have heard from many reliable that the chat monitoring is good. So I would like there to be a video where some of the reliable people that say chat monitoring is bad, and some of the reliable people that say chat monitoring is good, discuss the chat monitoring, so there would be maybe a video where the full opinion of chat monitoring is bad or good. I could not word my thought better, sorry. No, you did a great job. I understand exactly what you're saying. I personally want to see something like that take place. Rhinox26, thank you for the cheers and biddies as well. So, I believe it was Lizard of Oz who put out a really great video saying, criticizing to some extent, criticizing whilst providing a solution to Mojang, that their formal communication around what's happened is sort of like, you know, they try to sweep this thing under the rug and get it out there. Then they sort of get the backlash and they say, okay, we'll try and listen and talk, and the communication is, we're listening, but no, everything's staying the same. And they're not coming out and properly talking with the community. And I think Lizard proposed that there should be a podcast, and that if you are into podcasts, like I am, hopefully high quality ones, with good quality conversation, you know, people from different viewpoints can come together. It's not about, you know, being opposed as if there's a fight or a war. It's about communicating, understanding one another, give everyone the opportunity to put forth their best arguments, you know, not trying to play gotcha or anything like that. That could do so much for the community to have that, but it's probably not going to happen. We're probably not going to get a proper conversation from Mojang about this situation, it would seem. So yeah, as for people in the community who have opinions on it, I have learned that I am relatively ignorant on what to be ignorant about in terms of like technical issues and stuff. I wouldn't really consider myself someone suited for that conversation at this point in time, but I would be suited in terms of the spirit of the conversation. Like, if people have like concerns and doubts and grievances about this thing, in my mind it's like okay to have those. It's about getting to the root cause of those things and being able to express them properly, as opposed to them being propped up on false information or half-realized ideas, etc. Because there's been so much misinformation going around about this system, and you know, some exuberant claims and whatnot, and none of those things really help the situation much. Like, you need to have clear information and communication. But I do think it'd be great. I do think it'd be great if we could get like a sort of podcast. X, do you have any podcast recommendations? I haven't found any good ones yet, says the Katoo. Well, my go-to podcast at the moment is the Lex Friedman podcast. I just cannot get enough of those conversations that he has. He just brings on some unbelievably interesting people, and also there's this sense of like a distance from partisanship or polarization. Like, there always just seems to be like a great respect for different people's opinions, and so he can bring on just such a wide range of thoughts and ideas and talk about them humbly and whatnot, you know. But anyway, we're gonna go. We're gonna switch gears a little bit, and I'm gonna try and build this thing. Do you feel that you can highlight or influence Mojang issues or improvements from your content or comments? I know that Doc had some unintended influence when showcasing the game bending, breaking builds. Well, that's essentially what I tried to do with my inventory video, right? I was like, I really want to put out a good case to say, look, Mojang, like, the ideas get floated around all the time. I'm not saying that you have to use any of these ideas, but like, each one is going to address a problem. I'm going to explain what the problems are. There were, you know, now that I've made the video, I read my comments and I realize, oh, there were other things I could have talked about too. There were ideas related to the inventory that I might have missed, etc. But the core idea of that video was just like, let's not put our head in the sand on this one. This game is like 11 years old, and the inventory has not expanded to accommodate the expansion of the game. And there are some scenarios you could point out, like adventuring, where perhaps a limited inventory space is suited for that. But, you know, that's one aspect of the game, and when it comes to building, it's painful and tedious. And, you know, can we do something about it? It feels to me like Mojang just decided at some point that they aren't, because when the developers comment on it, they kind of give this answer that I feel sort of dismissive of like even investigating it, and I think that's like that's the wrong approach to take. I mean, even if like they acknowledge that it's got some issues and they can't find the right solutions, that's okay. But like if you acknowledge it, then maybe the community can help find ideas and figure things out, you know? It just feels like ignoring it doesn't make it any better for anyone. Even Efo commented on that, says Stu. I think pretty much most hermits or YouTubers at this point in time have... Oh, dang it, I'm going to have to press this button a lot of times to bring it all the way down. Have pretty much commented on how, like, it needs to change and whatnot. Do you think it's funny that one person said that fireflies poison frogs and then they change it, but when the entire community is mad about the chat report, they do nothing? Yeah, so this is like that kind of arguing. If you're trying to argue that as a point, like I think it misses out that like every situation is unique, and sometimes the authority on decisions is not like a level playing field. So, you know, chat reporting and all of that, we can probably all agree wasn't one of the Mojang devs sitting around go, hey, how about this? Right? It's probably a corporate top-down decision kind of thing coming from Microsoft. That should be pretty agreeable, right? That's probably how that played out. Point being, that when it comes to certain features inside of the games, there will be different levels of people involved in making key decisions around it. So, for fireflies or something like that, you know, it's probably not a big deal to anyone up top in Mojang if it's in there or not, right? So, if some developers decide they've read something and it's like, oh, actually, that's a good reason not to, there might not be that much oversight to catch it and then be like, hang on a minute, you know, hang on, we promised this or whatever. If you're doing something big like the moderation system, then that's a whole different kettle of fish, and there could be all sorts of people involved. Mojang staff claims specifically that they make decisions themselves, including Microsoft account migration chat reporting, and that the chat reporting was done to enforce the terms of service. Liger, I don't know where you heard that from, but I've just heard like information to the contrary, like Mojang had nothing to do with it, is what I've been hearing. It just came down the ladder and like they have to enforce it. So I don't know where you heard that one from. And by saying that, I don't mean like, and therefore dismissed. I just mean I've not heard that. All right, that's hang on. Which one isn't needed to be there? There we go. Yeah, sure, Liger, send me over some tweets. I'd be fascinated to check it out. Dealing with information in this day and age is just crazy, you know. Just feels like everything's got a counterpoint. Everything's got a rebuttal. So who knows what the actual case could be. I am so stoked with how this farm turned out, by the way. We had this idea where it was like, let's now build this like super simple so that anyone can build it, and in doing so I feel like it's just the difference in output is like, it's not crazy. It's really a pretty darn good design to build the one I got here instead of the super all-out technical one. Not to downplay that design, because the one that Cybot built was just amazing, but the fact that you can kind of get that, or get something close to it, for so little is just awesome. And that's what you're going to see here today, by the way. Like, we are building the finished design, which I haven't shown because I did it off camera today, but it's very similar to what you'd already seen. I managed to both compact and improve the redstone and just come up with a really great all-around contract. Why is this bat, like, lingering on me? It's like, dude, look, I'm placing blocks. You're going to get hurt. Right, I think we put everything in here, so we can go over there and do that next. Oh, and I'm absolutely loving this music. Yesterday, I did nothing but listen to Dream State Logic all day. Hi X, first stream I've caught live. Do you own any Legos and have a set you'd like to get? You know, I always like the idea of playing with Lego, but I'm not really, I'm a bit like, I don't know, frugal, I guess you might say. To me, it feels like one of those activities where it's fun, but then it sort of goes back in the box and you don't really use it again. And so for that reason, on occasion, I get like a bit of a kick. Oh, I want to do some Legos and stuff, but like, I never do. And I do have Legos, and I happened to open the box of Legos today because I need to rearrange some stuff in my house at the moment. I'm doing like a whole bunch of, I wouldn't call it redecorating, although it will be a little bit here and there. You know, I'm improving the state of the house at the moment. And that involves, right, what block is that? That involves moving some things around. And so I used to have this, what's the difference here? Wait, dispenser? Oh, right, okay. I used to have this connects. I used to have it for years. I had it for over 12 years. Okay, and today I dismantled it. It's a drum stand built out of connects. So I brought some cheap drum pads many years ago, and then I didn't have a stand for them, so I built the stand out of connects, and it worked. Like, I could cook them into the drum pads and play the drums with like these extra bits plugged into my drum kit. But a while back, I kind of like reassembled the drum kit and then, like, you know, played it a little bit here and there, and then just got kind of, I wouldn't say bored of it, but like out of the habit. Have, you know, multiple demands on my time, and usually something like that ends up falling a bit wayside. But it was fun for a while. I put that there, didn't I? And it renders funny. I'm currently building the Lego Titanic. It's fantastic, says Mirith. Don't put it in water. I heard it will sink. Oh, God, you're so funny, X. Oh, you and your little dunce hat. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Toga Joe, thank you ever so much for 45 months. Appreciate the support. Hope you're enjoying it. Do you like Star Wars, says Cyritus II. Yeah, I love Captain Picard and all of that. Awesome. Best TV show ever. Right, I could have done with some wood to push all of this out. Like, this bit's a bit tricky because you want the pistons to face forward. Okay, let's do that. Right, let's do this, then here. Yeah, so we'll go up and then we'll come back later. Although the thing is, I'm probably just going to have to do this each and every time. Yep. Building redstone in survival is quite different from creative. That's what I'm learning. Then one, then two. It gets tricky to see as well. It's also dark up here. I probably need to put like a torch up the top. Good thing I've got some torches on me. Then redstone, then glass, and a torch. Yeah, we got all of that. We got it all lined up, bruv. Or have we? Now we have. Yeah, and then it's not just that. I need to get back in here again. I think I'm going to pillar up the side. Build the rest of that. Actually, it might not be too difficult. If I click there, yeah, there you go. That puts all of those bits together. And that's just a problem with the block. And that's it. Like, that's one module, right? Ah, actually, I've forgotten some obsidian all the way up the top. But yeah, that's like one module. Crazy. Doesn't take long to build. How are y'all liking the music, by the way? Mine Cronkle, thank you ever so much for your Amazon Prime subscription. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Fine then, X. Kirk versus Picard. Who's your favourite and why? Obviously it's going to be the orcs, right? You had to pick one of those two. Always the orcs. I was never too fond of the elves. Oh, and I guess I probably want one of those up there too. These are things you don't always do in creative, right? The music is very nice and relaxing. Yes, it is. Mr. Chidok says there's music. Yeah, we got some dream state logic, some cosmic ambience going on in the background. Hey X, I really enjoy the background music you put in your videos recently, says Galaxy Boy. Yeah, that's something else I changed with them, right? Like, so season 9, I'm like, yeah, let's like change it up a bit and try and figure something out. So I stopped putting the music in, and you know what? I think I like it more myself. I like finding the song that fits the vibe, which is kind of easy in Minecraft. Might start using some dream state logic in there as well. Who knows? There will definitely be occasions where something a little bit more cosmic would fit in, that's for sure. Where do the other two of these go? Oh yeah, we got that to build in the middle. I was thinking this is it, but no, there's another bit. How can Xisuma eat bone meal? Well, I'm a bone mage, but not today. Today, I'm a dunce. Ugh. Ugh. Right, let's keep building. Target block next. Target block, target block. Oops. Guess we've got that haste around here, haven't we? Yeah. One over here, one over there. What are you making? Says Tyman21. We are making the ultimate wood farm in Minecraft. A playerless wood farm. Where you can just stand back, relax, and watch this thing produce you logs. Produce you logs is what it will do. Royal Bone Dance, I guess that's me. Would you like a custom keyboard, says Grooven Lube. It depends what it being custom could offer. You see, the ergonomic keyboard I have right now is much better for posture. But the keys, I can never get over it. Whenever I try and do the old switch between creative and survival, I end up taking screenshots. I've just never quite gotten used to how that's different from the old keyboard. But the ergonomic benefits are worthwhile, so, you know, I take the hit. Just those occasional blunders where you're like, dang it, I can't hit the right button right now. Okay. I don't think I put the chest on the other side, did I? Yeah, so I was supposed to put a chest around here. Let's see if we can go quickly hop over there and take care of that. It feels like it needs light around this level too, so I'm going to go again with a torch. Let's put one on top of that block. Which is this one over here, isn't it? Yeah, it's that one. Right, and I might have jumped the gun a little bit because we've still got a few things to put here and there. Let's see what we can do. We've got pulse, 1147, 51 months, saying, hey, it's joke of the month. My wife and I have been splitting out our chores lately. This week I had some pretty big tasks I needed help with, so I asked, can I count on you? She said, yes, of course. So I sat on her lap and started 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh God, that's a pretty lame joke right there. I mean, I like lame jokes, but you're pushing it with that one. Absolutely pushing it. Thank you so much for the continued support, my dude. Hope you're still enjoying the streams and all of that. So, the weird thing is at this point is that you kind of want to... Oh, no, I got it the wrong way around. You want it there. Uh-huh. You want it here. Then you want that. And then... I think that's correct. And you've just got that extra block in. Could have given this a little test as well. Yeah, something don't feel right there. Oh, maybe I just didn't leave it running long enough, is another thought. I hadn't given too much thought to setting this thing up. Like, how do you turn it on and off? There's just 2 on-off levers on either side. Oh, I think I just missed a torch. Yeah. Well, that's one way to diagnose it. Yep, it's doing exactly what it needs to do. Cool, time to put in the pistons. Is this only for Netherwood, says Mole. That is correct, only for Netherwood. As it's a playerless wood farm. That's actually what I want right now. I want those. Why are you wearing a pyramid with a bow tie on your head? Is there a bow tie? I'm not sure that there's a bow tie going on here. There's definitely a dunce hat on. Can't believe dunce hats used to be a real thing. Jeez. Some things about the past are savage. By the way, I started watching this incredible documentary about the American Civil War by Ken Burns. So Joe Hill's turned me onto this documentary maker. And I looked them up and they're actually free to watch on archive.org. So I downloaded the 2 on there. There's one about the war and there's one about the American Civil War. And by the war I think it means World War II. But damn, what an amazing... Like, it really made me think and feel. There's like a whole... There's a whole, like, chapter of American history that... I don't know, I just, like... I've learned about the Civil War in the past, but just not in this way. This documentary really, like, feels like it gets its teeth into the culture and the feel of the time, or something like that. And I've been really enjoying that. It's also like a 90s documentary, so the pacing is just like so relaxing compared to like a lot of content that gets produced today where it's just like super fast and hype. So I've just been kind of enjoying that too. But yeah, really fascinating. Ken Burns is incredible. He's from my home state. Very enlightening, says Mem Falim. Have other people seen it? I've heard great things about that Civil War doc. Yeah, it's like 10 hours, but it just has this knack for like setting the tone and like really pulling you into what it might have felt like, which is probably like the sign of a great documentary in most cases. But you know, the way the world has changed in the past couple hundred years is just beyond remarkable. It's radical. And to turn the clock back, and you know, they've got photos and first-hand accounts, and it's very personalized to give you a feel from that kind of perspective. I got a request in chat to turn the music volume up. Ambient music is generally on the quieter side. And for you today, I'm gonna, maybe not that much. There we go, I've just turned it up a notch. The one, the only, it's Winnie T. Ford, here for 53 months. Thank you ever so much, as always, Winnie. Appreciate it. And Winnie in chat says, yes, Ken Burns is well known for his documentaries. I think the Civil War miniseries is what made him famous. Yeah, it could well be the one. Very highly rated on International Movie Database, which is a bit of a go-to reference for me to get an idea of what something's going to be like. He's also done like a lot of things about American culture, which and there was one about baseball, and the cover of it was like in black and white, and it's just going to make me feel like there's probably a lot I don't know about baseball. I know I'm not really into the sport, but you know, it might just have like an amazing history or something worth like knowing about. So I can't help but feel I might be on a bit of a binge, you know. When I'm done with this one, I might find some more and see what it's all about. Because it's really great to learn about other cultures and whatnot, right? Just gives you a feeling of like, you never have a complete view of the whole world, but you can always learn a little bit more than you knew the day before, something like that. Music is very beautiful, says Mygats. I'm glad you're liking it. Either the Civil War or the Vietnam one. I think the Vietnam one was another one that was, it seemed to be one of the better known. Because I did do a little bit of looking around to find out what I should watch, and I just went with the Civil War because that's what Joe recommended and it was available. And I've been blown away by it. Okay, yeah, now we get up to some tricky stuff with TNT up here eventually. So somewhere around here we want a spot to have a torch as well. Oh, and there's this guy. There's this guy in the Documentaries, historian, who's just got this just absolutely lovely southern accent. And I think it sounds like Kevin Spacey in House of Cards. And I don't know if I'm getting the terminology right, but they talk about, like, is it Southern drawl or something like that for the vernacular? And this accent's just got this lovely, like, you know, sort of more simple sounding inflection, yet, like, the use of words is quite elegant. And the mix of that is just really, really, like, nice on the ears. I wonder if that has, like, a name or something, right? Did you watch the recent Beatles documentary? I did not see that. I love hearing Brits gush over American accents, says my whole kid. Yeah. No, seriously, it's really nice. I mean, I find in general, difference is nice, right? Just like hearing, seeing, the amount of variety there is in the world. All things are generally interesting. But, that particular way of talking just has something really nice about it. Southern drawl is what some of you are saying in chat. Yeah, I don't know. Because it wasn't just, it was like the mix of the way it sounded, but like also the use of words was very articulate and intelligent. Oh, it would appear that I have come up here a couple of pieces of redstone short. It shouldn't be the case because everything was counted. Not sure where those ended up. I'll go fish out some more. Here we go. Oh, and I'll tidy up a little bit. Yeah, I kind of didn't actually want that to happen, but I don't think it makes too much of a difference right now. See, I don't think these blocks are supposed to be here. A lot of people don't realise that southern accents differ by state. We don't all have the same southern accent. Oh yeah, I know there's a lot of diversification. What's interesting is there's a lot of diversity state to state, right? But over here in the UK, there's a heck of a lot of diversity across the region as well, whereas the UK is like the size of Florida. And, oh, I'm a shorter piston too, am I? And even within our smaller country, we seem to have, you know, quite a variety. I'm very curious as to like how these things come about. I wonder if it's like a sense of identity. Like I've heard this comment that a lot of like Americanisms, things that come from Britain or England that have become different in America, are about America like establishing its own identity, like spelling color different and things like that are supposedly like built out of America wanting to create its own identity. Maybe accents are something to do that. And so it's interesting how like maybe in a place like America, which is basically, you know, 50 plus countries, if the size of a country on average is, I don't know, the United Kingdom, how does its diversity compare to, you know, the diversity of the UK? Because in the UK it's like crazy, all these different accents. The UK has some dialect based on class. At one point, your nobles thought French was the coolest language, so that had some influence. God, yeah, I imagine some historians have figured out like a bunch of stuff about this too, eh? Crazy. Yeah, that sounds fascinating. When you're talking about different spelling like that, X, it's British English and simplified American English. Right, yeah, but like it diverged at one point in time. The point I was making wasn't what it was called. It was that it diverged, and I'd heard it speculated on that this was like a part of like America establishing its own identity, is that they wanted things here and there to be different and do things the American way, and that's like an example of one thing that changed because of that. But yeah, these things will have like their own histories and influences, and all of that just fascinates me. Let's grab some more hibbity hoppers. Durkosna, Arcana, thank you ever so much for the Prime, and Stefan RBK, thank you for 32 months of support. Did I miss the Mumbo prank again? You did, but you know, look what he put on my head. Oh, Mumbo, you got me good, even though you're not on Hermitcraft and somewhere else in the world. Oh dear. Right, let's go down below. And who's that? It's Sparky Godot. Sparky, thank you for your Prime subscription, my dude. Appreciate your support. Hope you're enjoying it. Having a good time. So, that is actually pretty much everything that needs to go into this farm. That is my cue to end the time lapse. I think I'll throw that up on screen for a second if I can. Let's get into our captures. Do that. Do this. There we go. It took half an hour to build. Dang it. Okay. Right, I better log out of Hermitcraft while we do this. Mumbo will be back come September. You know, I've learned not to just take everything that someone says in my chat as truth, because this whole thing about Jevin and Impulse turned out to be a load of baloney. You know? So, like, someone's managed to fabricate some sort of story. So now I'm like, hey, if chat tells me something about what the other hermits are up to, I'm just going to be like, could be baloney. Ah, yeah, there was this other weird anecdote I heard at some point in time. I once heard that apparently, before America was formed, American accents were British accents. And that it was after that British accents became more like they were today. I don't know how they figure that stuff out. I don't even know it's true, it's just a thing I heard, and I was like, What did Jev and Impulse allegedly do? Nothing really, it was just something about MCC, and someone gave me like a rather specific message about it that related to Jev and Impulse. So I reached out to them, and they're like, don't have a clue what you're talking about. So sounds like someone was just telling a bunch of baloney in their chat, or in my chat even. I think we're just gonna guesstimate this one a little bit and see what it looks like when we play it back. I don't know, let's see what happens, see what's in frame, see what's not. So a little off to the side to begin with, but then what's going on over there feels kind of like in frame. And then that comes into focus. Kind of feels alright. I think I might need to just pull out the camera a little bit. It's actually a pretty good guess, I'd say. The thing is though, it don't quite look done yet, because it looks really like minimal. There's not like a lot to it. Right, so that I think I want to pull out and just, yeah, something like there. Then we go to the second bit. And then again, just a bit more pulled out and turned. And we'll have a preview and then I'll render it. Sonny018, thank you for 2 months. Appreciate you. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, that's much better. Baloney means nonsense, says Ezra Manning. That is absolutely true. What a load of nonsense. The sense of none. Add a box around it. I might do. You know, I can come back and decorate it later. Which is what I've been saying about a lot of stuff. You know, I don't really have like this drive for that anymore. It's like every season you build some farm and then you have to like put it in a box or decorate it, and it just feels all a little too formulated, and I'm just like, I'd rather just focus on the farm. Mr. Techless, thank you for the Prime, and Slytro, thank you for 37 months. Greatly appreciated. Hope y'all are enjoying the stream. How's everyone doing? 1,600 peeps are tuned in. Be sure to hit that follow button. Make sure you catch future streams here on the twitch.tv/theXisuma, where we play the Minecraft and other games. Alright, so now that we've built all of that, we need to feed it bone meal. Let's turn off the schematic, and then it should be good to go. So lots of bone meal goes in. I think I'll leave it running with replay mod on, because I don't know, like maybe something will go wrong actually. It probably will, now that I think about it. Like why would it all go to plan, eh? That's never how anything works around here. So if we go put like half in one side, half in the other. I missed the old Hermitcraft UHCs that took place around season 2 and 3. Any chance these will ever come back? Probably not. I mean, UHCs are just kind of like a thing of the past, really. I'd like to play one again, but the thing is, like, it's more of a nostalgia thing than actually wanting to play. Because, you know, there's a whole bunch of things you can do with your time. We did that. We did the whole UHC thing back in the day. I guess that one at the bottom is like, I'm gonna have to fill up slowly or something. It's also not, it's the one on top that you want to have more bone meal in, so we're good. Is there room for that? Excellent. We'll go do the other side next. Now, I think UHCs can be modified to be fun nowadays as well. It just requires a different take. Yeah, we once had this event lined up. I don't know whatever happened to it, but we ran into issues here and there. But it was basically a UHC with the Twilight Forest, and the whole UHC was just played in that dimension, with fighting bosses being a part of progressing and stuff. It seemed super cool, but the whole thing just ended up falling apart, unfortunately. Which sometimes happens with projects. Oh look, you can actually access the one at the bottom, just like that. The one on the top filled? It is now. Oh look, that's where the extra hopper went. I put one at the back on the other side. It shouldn't have been there. Technically, Hermitcraft is already modded. Yeah, at this point in time, it's definitely got mods running on it, but a different flavour of mod. Mods that are the sort of thing that just generally aid the vanilla game. Look at that. That's a mod. Right, let's go click that button and then click this one. Uh-huh. Doing some magic now, aren't we? Log this thing in over here. Maybe move the camera a little bit. Let's put it up here. Right, so if I leave that there, and then I turn this farm on, you know, moment of truth and all that, what's going to happen? Well, technically, it's going to start doing something. That is all primed to grow trees. Which tree will grow first? Who knows? But I've done my job for this part for now. Okay, I'll take that out. Got our lights. Lights, camera, action. Oh! Yeah, there is the option to, like, recycle some of that, isn't there? I had not thought of that. Well, they just need to grow a fungi. Is this one actually growing? Yeah, I might come back and add a little bone meal recycler at some point. Okay, so 2. That's the wrong way around. Yeah, alright, so we're ready to go do something else. Okay, so I didn't get my list open, but I do have a list of important things to do today. We need to... Alright, we built the farm, that's amazing. I need to make some dispensers, which isn't urgent. The thing that is making TNT. Yeah, TNT is definitely the most urgent thing. Okay, so we're going to go on a trip, pick up some TNT. Hey, oh my... Do you want to know something? That's the side I don't want to grow fastest, but it doesn't matter if it grows too much. Oh, wow. Now you're doing something. Oh! Jace is happening. Cybot says one side is taller than the other thing. Is that on purpose? I think you're just seeing that it grew taller. It does... What possibly happened there, then? No, they're the same height. I'm pretty sure they're the same height. One just grew taller. Had me in a panic for a second there. So yeah, if this one grows a little too fast, it's not really a problem. But it's this one here that sets off the TNT stuff. Which it almost did just then. It should have moved it. I feel like I want to Oh, do you know what? I've left it without any TNT. Ha! Oh, that's amazing. That's oh, dang. Like in a big way. I don't have any other TNT. Just that. And I don't have any gun. Well, dang it. I guess I've got to get back here quick, right? Yeah, I will have to get back here quick. Good thing we spotted that now and not later. Right. Oh, impeccable landing. Here you go. And now I have to make my way back to the ribcage. Woo! Like a true bone mage. And do I have a couple of extra shulker boxes I could... Oh, yes. Go on then, we'll take loads. We'll take loads of... Actually, I probably don't need that much, but like... Let's think about this. I've probably already got loads of gunpowder here. I could give it a little stock up before I go. And then let's say... I'm gonna dump that in here. Let's say we get... It's 5 to 4, isn't it? For sand and gunpowder. So I do have some sand somewhere, and I do need more of it. Which way around is it? Who's going to tell me then? No one. 5 gunpowder, 4. Okay, thank you. I thought it was that way around. So we'll get like 5 shulker boxes worth of gunpowder and 5 shulker boxes, or sorry, 4 worth of sand. Although, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get 5 anyway. For other stuff. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I got exactly the right amount. Now we've mathed it. Beautiful. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if the obsidian. I wonder if the obsidian was missed. It shouldn't grow that tall, right? Like maybe I forgot to press the. How did one side get built bigger than the other? Maybe I didn't actually build the top of this to the schematic. Yeah! Success! First blast on Hermitcraft. Right, I might get crushed to death up here. What's going on here then? Like which... I think I'm gonna go... Oh wow. Oh, it's running. Dang, it's doing a thing. Can I reach the thing from up here? Because we just crafted you an extra stack. Thank you for the congrats in the chat. Let's disconnect. Redstone server is the one we want to go to. So here the height is the same. So somehow I managed to do that a little different. And I'm guessing I probably not only did it different, but I probably didn't put the obsidian on top. Something went wrong. It's not always going to be immediately clear, is it? Well, I just popped out some redstone. Okay, there is that. Oops. Oh, this is going wrong. Okay. It's growing. Why am I trying to fix it while it's still running? Yeah, it looks like I just went and placed that, like, way too high. Okay. Quickly now. So that's one bit of it fixed. Then we've got to put a piston back. Right, don't grow. Oh. And that's it. Alright, now it is actually fixed. And I'll take this extra bit up top here as something for me. So So yeah, look, that one grew crazy tall. Yeah, over here. Oh no, we're getting a crazy tall one now. So it grows through the obsidian at some point or another. But that's it. That's it. Beautiful. Hopefully there's no more problems to diagnose. And I left my ender chest somewhere. So let's go get the ender chest, move on to phase 2. Which will be gathering some sand. TNT. There it is. It's over here. Okay, so my question for all of you, chat, is what's our next talky topic while we go gather some materials and stuff? Wait. There's dirt faces in chat? What are the dirt faces for? No TNT dupe. That's correct, no TNT duping on this one. I could have put a TNT duper in, but I just felt like not. I kind of just enjoyed that we designed this entire farm ourselves. It's a brilliant concept, and if I put a TNT duper in, then that bit's designed by someone else, right? Anyway, I'm going to switch to stand-in. You might be able to hear some shenanigans and stuff moving. I've got my guitar rack in this room now. That's in the way of where I put my chair. Oh, I might end up playing a little bit more guitar. I watched a video of Lex Freeman playing the Comfortably Numb solo, and dang, was it a good performance. And I was like, oh man, I want to play guitar again. I used to be able to play like the beginning bit of Comfortably Numb, but like, it struck me really quick that it's one of those guitar solos that's like, the way they do the bends, so much like, I can like blend some words together here, like emotion but precision as well. Like, to pull off a bend on a guitar is like, you put a little bit of character into the bends. So when you start out doing bends, they probably just sound like pretty average, right? Whereas some bends, I don't know, something about like the attack velocity or whatever just gives it a different feel, a different character. And I remember trying to learn to play some Pink Floyd stuff, and something about the bends, it's like I couldn't quite get it there. It always just sounded a little bit like someone playing Pink Floyd and not how it sounds on the record. And I don't know what that is. I never looked deep into it. Like, there's just something about it. And I could hear it in his playing a little bit as well. Like, Lex did an amazing job. But every now and then, some of the bends that you could just tell it wasn't quite there. But the amount of practice it must have taken to do that, you know. David Gilmour is a guitar god when it comes to expressing emotions in his solo, says Paisley the midlife noob. It would seem so. It really would. It really would. Maybe it's just mastering effects. No, it's not that. It's not that. It's something in the playing. And here's the thing, you know, if you're David Gilmour, you've probably spent a lot of time playing your guitar, practicing, doing your thing, and developing your sound. When you're someone else coming along and just trying to like get the bend to sound like theirs, it's, you know, it's very different, right? Like, I play guitar differently. I'm self-taught, mostly play metal. I'm using an Ibanez. Like, there's a whole bunch of factors into why it might not sound the same. But like, another reason is just, you know, the superiority of being a very experienced guitar player. And yeah, just those Pink Floyd solos, they got something in them that is really, really difficult for me, at least, to like pick up and get sounding similar. I did the Genesis solo, Thirth of Fifth, and I could get like a reasonable amount of that stuff down, and like the bends sounding pretty good. Couldn't do it quite like Steve Hackett did on the original, but some of the live performances, I could definitely emulate those a little better. But yeah, when you get into like guitar and you start doing the bends, I mean, like, the amount of like potential like texture and feel just really opens up. It's kind of hard to describe. It's like there are so many variables that change the way an instrument sounds, how you play it, what it's played through, the environment you're in, you know, the instrument. But then when you like, you know, plucking a string is one thing, but when you throw a bend in, You can kind of start and end the bend at any point. The momentum of it, there just becomes this like depth of something that translates into feel and emotion. Hi Benez, what one? I got an old SG series. I got a whole bunch here. I got a blue one. I got one with more strings than the others. I got one with less strings than those. I got a really old one. I don't know. They're on my website if you really want to know. What's your opinion on Phil and Rex's touring Pantera tribute? I'm not really a fan of that. I might watch it if I happen to be there. To me, like, there's so much excess in the world. There's so much availability of stuff and something. And some things, I don't know. Like, not everything has to have a way for like a reunion or whatever. Or a tribute. I don't know, just it rubs me the wrong way, mostly. I feel like if they'd have done it while Vinny was alive, then I could get on board with that, and I wouldn't feel like it was Pantera. I feel like they're so iconic. It has to be those four guys in that time, and you know, things have their place in time. If it were a Pantera tribute band, that feels a little different, because that's just, you know, there's lots of tribute bands. It's something we're accustomed to, and sometimes you see some really good ones that have done an amazing job at getting like the feel of the band down and stuff. But with the two brothers passing and the terms that Anselmo was on with them, and also the things he's done and said over the years, it just feels a little in bad taste to me. And I find it hard to get excited about it, really, because it's not going to feel like Pantera. It just can't, really. It'll feel like a tribute band with two of them in there, and given the history, it just, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. Maybe it should have just been left to be. But you know, I'm not in the band, or wasn't in the band. It's like not really my decision or anything close to it, so that's just like how I feel about it, I guess. Paisley says it's a, or your husband said it was a flat out money grab. I didn't think that. I didn't have that kind of reaction, because I don't know, like, I don't know the motivations of those people at all. And like, to want to do Pantera again if you were in it once, like, that seems like a pretty simple motivation. I don't know, cash grab, whatever. I don't think I'm gonna go out my way to see it. And if it were on a bill and there weren't other things I wanted to watch, I'd probably come by. But I feel really weird about it. I don't know, like, I couldn't see myself having a good time. It's just like, it just feels like Pantera's just always been one of those things where, like, yeah, that wasn't like my generation. I didn't see that. They're amazing. Like, the legacy is wonderful and the music is just incredible. But like, it's always just been there, left in the past. Unfortunately, I found out about Pantera mostly through the death of Dimebag. Friend of mine was really into Pantera and was really like upset, and we all kind of became a bit upset about it, like seeing that this guy in metal had been killed in that way. It was really tragic. But I did know the song Hellbound. Like, I used to just download, like, on Napster, loads of MP3s of bands, and like Pantera was one of them, but I never really like understood that they were a big deal, or that they had like a whole bunch of songs worth listening to or anything like that. I just had this one Hellbound song, and I really liked it, but I never investigated further. And then one day it was like, oh, the dude's dead, and then that was kind of it. Then that's sort of what drew us in. It was like, let's find out about them, and then we realised how incredible they were, and you know, it was all in the past. It was nothing we could go see live. I mean, a cash grab just sounds negative. Doing something because it will pay, it doesn't sound that bad. Yeah, like, you know, doing something for a job is not a terrible thing, right? Everyone's got to earn and make a living. It's just, I don't know, like, you don't know their true motivations for this stuff. And Phil Anselmo's someone who, I don't know, I feel like he sort of showed his true colours. Especially Rob Flynn coming out and talking about other things that Phil had done over the years. It really didn't paint a good picture for him. And as far as I know, I didn't pay the closest attention to that story, but it seemed like every time I heard himself talk about his own actions, there was never an apology. It was always just like a reshaping of the narrative and coming up with a reason. Oh, it was just a joke, and then it wasn't a joke, it was something else, and it just felt like the story kept changing, and I was just like, yeah, done with this guy. I guess with bending, you are working with continuous pitch, much like a non-fretted instrument, instead of fixed pitches, and the result in pitch can curve to show your musical expression style. Yeah, that's a really great way of putting it down. Yeah, the pitch is so much more under your control, as opposed to just hitting the note on the fret. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely right. Seesaw for it says big deadline in 2 weeks, then a good break. For you or for what we were talking about? I don't know. I'm all for musicians making money through their art. Believe me, sometimes the motivation appears more based on greed than wanting to share their music. I don't know the intent here, just sharing my hub's take on it. Yeah, the thing is that you're always on the other side of the fence with those sorts of things, and I think at some level you just have to like trust and hear it from a musician themselves. Interestingly, there's this great Adam Neely video about the culture of like the starving musician, and everyone's probably vaguely aware of this. It depends on what kind of music you're into. As someone who likes Black Flag and has heard the whole story, Get in the Van, multiple times, like the idea of the starving artist is really romanticized, and so what Adam was pointing out with his video is that there's an attitude sometimes towards artists who aren't making money of like, you should be doing it for the love of the art. And he makes the point that like, no, these should be careers too. Like artists should make money from what they're doing because you're a consumer of art, right? Like, they're providing something for you, not just for themselves. And sure, most people probably really love the idea of being a musician for a living, and it might turn out to not be quite what you think it is, but the attitude of like artists should just starve for their art and stuff is not a healthy one. And so to link that to what we're saying is money's part of the relationship in that game. It's part of what being a musician is, so there's always going to be an element of money. So then to call foul on that is, you know, you got to be a mind reader. You got to know that Phil and Rex are sitting there, dollar signs in the eyes, rubbing their hands together. Oh, we don't want to, but look how much money we can make. You know, who knows? You can't know if it's like that. If you can find the Pantera video free, look at how their shows were on stage and backstage. It's so good. Yeah, I've watched the Pantera videos countless times with my friends growing up. We used to just watch them over and over again, and they were just amazing. Those shows, just incredible. That was one of the things that used to give me some real kind of like heartburny nostalgia. I talked about nostalgia before and how sometimes it can kind of be like weirdly negative. I've really like worked to get over that because it just seems kind of silly to get into it in that way. But like sometimes I'd watch like old Metallica concerts and like get really like tore up about it. It was the same with like the Pantera stuff. It would be like, oh man, that just looks like the show of your life, and it's like nostalgia for something you didn't even experience. It's really weird. I know some of y'all have expressed that when we talked about it before in the past, feeling that like weird sort of pain about it, like an emotional pain. It's a strange thing. I feel like Pantera reuniting with Zakk Wylde has been a meme ever since Dimebag was killed. Yeah, I mean, it's a meme in terms of something that culturally gets passed around. I wouldn't call it a meme like memes that tend to be known today. And yeah, like over the years I've heard so many rumours about getting together with Zakk Wylde, and the time to do it was when Vinnie Paul was alive, I believe. You know, if they can reconciliate their differences and move forward together and do something with Zach Wild. That would just be like a really fitting way to do it. But now that Vinnie Paul's passed, it doesn't feel right. From someone on the outside just observing, you know. But who knows, you know, I might get a chance to go see it, and if I do, I might end up getting a bit excited. You never know. It'd probably be better just to, you know, enjoy things as much as you can and not think about it too much. X's picture-in-picture being frozen makes me think how there's some kind of heist going on at his base right now. It's not that it's frozen. I can see the farm is still working. I don't really want to remove the camera. Oh, it just grew another tree. It looks to me like it. Oh, do you know what? Oh, no. It's okay. It didn't run out of TNT. So it's not frozen. Right, hopefully that camera doesn't appear in the time lapse. Well, good to know it's still running. People need to enjoy life more. No one laying on their deathbed ever said, "I wish I had more money," says FX Soons. Never say never, right? Maybe someone died saying that, but yeah, I get what your point is. For me, the point I was trying to make was more like, you don't, on your deathbed, you're not going to be like, "Oh, Rex and Phil, why did you do the Pantera reunion?" You know, like, it's not going to mean anything then, and so, like, is it worth holding on to some feeling of like, "Oh, this isn't right," whatever. You know, if I'm at a festival and I can go watch that, I might have a great time. I always question. I mean, there's like my gut reaction, and maybe if the opportunity crosses my path, I'll be like, "Sod it, I'll go." You know, why not? I reckon it might be one of those things that like sells out as well. If it's like standalone shows, I wouldn't be surprised if tickets sold out for that. Do you have a schedule for uploading your YouTube videos? Yeah, when they're finished, I upload them. Pretty much, that's it. If you died because you couldn't afford medical treatment, that might be a thought you have. Exactly. There's always, you know, if you say never, there'll always be some counter argument to it. I wish I could have afforded that treatment, you know? Which is a really sad thing if you think about it. That might be one of the reasons someone dies. It's because they can't afford it. Actually, probably a lot of death is linked to poverty, right? And poverty is related to how much money you have. So, in a way, it kind of happens a lot. By the way, I need to tell you something about the YouTube video, says MyGats21Official. Well, MyGats, you've got my attention. Please do tell me something about those YouTube videos. Oh, I'm waiting. Come on, MyGats, where's your reply? Where is it already? Oh, I'm waiting. Don't you make me angry. Oh. Don't you make me angry now. Where's that reply? My eyeballs are on chat. MyGats, what are you supposed to tell me? Oh, God, I'm having a panic attack now. I'm having a panic attack. What is this important information about the YouTube videos? Oh, gosh. Keeping me waiting, are you? You shouldn't make a snapshot video that is spoiling the whole update. Oh, God, I've been doing it wrong all these years. Oh, I thought snapshot videos were to show you what's in... Oh, but I've been spoiling the updates. Oh, God, dang it. Dang it. If only people had the option to not watch a snapshot video because they didn't want to spoil the update for themselves. Oh, man. If only people had that option, you know, but unfortunately we live in a cruel world where you're forced to watch whatever videos I publish. It's a cruel, cruel world out there, people. Thank goodness we got MyGats looking out for us, eh? And, MyGats. Thanks for tuning in, my dude. I am not picking on you. I am just using what you said to have a little bit of a goof and a gaff. That's all we do over here. It's all good. Yeah, I never want to seem like I'm singling someone out. It's just an opportunity to have a little bit of fun. Alright. But yeah, to answer your question seriously, like, if I'm spoiling something, it's, you know, it is literally just your choice to watch it or not, right? Like, the purpose of the video is to tell you what's in the update, so it's a bit of a mute question. Pixelate it all, yeah. And beat my voice. You'll never believe what Mojang have added in this update. They've gone and added... Oh my god, Mojang, how could you? Look at this new block. Oh, sorry, it's censored. Can't look at it, no. I don't have a blur effect, unfortunately. But maybe my editors do. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I don't know. Might be good for something. Let's keep picking these things out. April Fool's idea. Yeah, I guess it is. Bit of a ways off though, isn't it? Here's the thing though. God, the times they keep a changing. It's always the future. Gosh. Where does it go? Kokai, thank you for 2 months. Hey X, I found your channel years ago and wanted to say thank you for all your great content. Oh, thank you so much for enjoying the content, and I appreciate the resubscription. Hope you're having a good time with today's stream. Hi X, it's my birthday today, says Hocker. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. An April Fool's idea would be have a starting soon screen on for an hour and switch it to ending stream and then turn it off. Yeah, that to me is a bit of like a joke at the expense of the viewer. My favourite April Fool's thing that we've done is the one where it was like 2011 Minecraft videos. That was such a great idea. We should have done more with that. I feel like that should have been a series. It's so funny. Speaking of April Fools, I think the lockpicking lawyer does some of the best April Fools videos. But only once a year, whereas here, every day is April Fools with me. Oh, me and my sarcasm, girl. Crazy Silverdoe, thank you so much for resubscribing. Appreciate it, my dude. Or just subscribing even. Welcome aboard. You didn't see those other messages I sent, says MyGats. What do you mean? There's more context required. Oh no, MyGats, I missed your very important messages. Right, I really need the toilet. So let's make sure... Oh, I don't have a bed, because my bed is somewhere else now. Let's make sure someone sleeps. Actually, I'll probably just log out. No, I still need someone to sleep. Because it's bad here, right? So we'll get someone to sleep, then I'll log out, nip to the loo, all of that. I've been sent a massive list of messages from MyGats. I'll read those when we get back. Let's use the old BRB screen. I'll be right back, peeps. Don't go anywhere. I've just been talking to myself and I'm muted. Yeah, you're looking at screenshots from our wonderful Let's Play Minecraft Together community. You can go to xisumavoid.com/get whitelisted if you'd like to get involved. The image that was on the screen when I left was the same one when I came back, and I was just like, oh, is that broken? No, it's good. So we've got some messages here. Okay. I'm going to read them. A lot. I've just been sent a lot of messages. Why are there so many? Black metal is just blah 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 blah. Just use a resource pack making concrete brighter. Building glass is easier than building with slabs. It is also cheaper. What do you have on your head? Can chat answer. Can it make boats? What is those tabs on your inventory screen? Can you turn up your music? Music is very beautiful. How do you make those like Malika blocks look transparent in? At the default settings you can't look through the schematic like that. Thanks. So many people are on vacation. How does replay save what it recorded before it was rendered? I made mods. Are you no TNT duping person? Maybe it is just mastering effects. By the way, I need to tell you something about your YouTube videos. You shouldn't make a snapshot video that is spoiling the whole update. Showing in the video is fine, but not in the thumbnail and title. But it is not my choice to see the title and thumbnail. I want to get a fresh feeling for 120. Right, I read all your messages. I don't think anyone else has had all of their messages read on stream before. You make a point about spoiling stuff in the thumbnail, but that's just the nature of YouTube, right? Like, I get it can be annoying if you don't want to know, and then you go on YouTube and you see it. You got a point, but it's kind of just, like, it's what works. If I don't put anything in the thumbnail and title, like, I'm not pulling in as many people, and you know, this is my job. This is my job. There is something to be said about that. All of this stuff's interesting, right? Like, how YouTube being monetized shapes what content gets created. I know some YouTubers where you watch their videos and you're like, you didn't like this. Nothing here is about making money. Like, if you're like very passionate about each video that you make, right? You like I see some content out there where it's like the video can be like over an hour long. And it's all geared to expressing whatever this thing that person wants to express is. And it's got nothing to do with like YouTube's algorithm or system or what works on the platform. It is all about that person just making the video, the exact video they want to make. And because this is my job, like the things that I want to do get shaped into like the things that work, you know? So, Ezra Manning says, cough, EFO cough. I wasn't thinking of EFO, and EFO's definitely got like a way more relaxed approach than maybe some other hermits might do, but yeah, EFO's still a YouTuber to some extent, right? It is his job on some level. I can't speak for him, of course. I'm just giving you like my outside assessment, if you like. The vibe that I get, the feeling I get, like, definitely way more on the I'll do what I want kind of scale. But also, you know, playing the YouTube game a little bit, you know, things get formatted into those typical type of video structures and lengths and stuff. If that makes sense. Because, like, if different things worked on YouTube, you'd be incentivized to do different things. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Ah! This thing's gonna break. Does this mean I've got to make multiple trips back over here to get all the gunpowder together? Wonder how the tree farm's doing too. It might have run out of TNT at some point. You want a real spoiler YouTuber? There are YouTubers out there who even put major spoilers for the games in the title of their video before they come out. Oh dear. I heard that on TikTok people spoil stuff. Like they record TikToks of something while they're watching the show. The show doesn't finish airing and someone spoiled it with a TikTok. Which I thought was interesting. So, off to the end to repair our tools, but let's do a quick camera account check. And then I'll fix my screen so I can read that noise in the ear. Looks like we've still got bone meal. Looks like we're running out of TNT. No, we're still good. Dang, I'm just gonna leave the camera account here now. Might be a little easier to see on the other screen too. Right, and let's get that up there. FXoons is here with Cheers and Billy saying, I understand if you don't want to share, but why does Kralis call you Shashwam? I do not want to share such sensitive information. How could you ask such a question? Jeez. That's just what Kralis calls me, dude. It's just what he calls me in his Kralis way. I like it. Shashwam bam, shashwammy. Actually, it goes all the way back to Topmas. Also, Retro Mum 702 must have subscribed while I was on the loo. That rhymed. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. What is the crown/hat? It is what I am wearing. I am the server's dunce, and I am doing my duncely duties by continuing to wear it, apparently. Hey, it's just saw your vid on the moderation update. You made lots of great points, says Bob Dominion. Thank you, I appreciate that. What I will say about that first video I made about it all is that I don't think it's a great video. I was simply trying to offer, you know, alternative ways of looking at the situation, and I feel like my commentary was not so great because I lost track of what I was trying to do. But yeah, you know, there was a big negative reaction, and a lot of it was based on speculation and kind of like that knee-jerk reaction to moderation, which I say over and over again. It's fine to have an emotional reaction to something, but like, if we're going to argue and be outraged about it, we need to kind of like base it on some facts and some proper truths, and it just felt like a lot of it was just based on speculation and fear. And my video wasn't, in my opinion, a great response to that. Do you guys destroy or keep the silverfish spawner? It always ends up just being easier to destroy it because no one ever does anything with it. I want to get those Enderman heads. Hey, I got one. Oh, this is where it helps to have things on the offhand. Mad Cow Chow, 32 months. Hi X, I'm late to the stream. Why are you wearing a dunce hat? Because I'm a dunce, obviously. Yeah. Because I've derped one too many times. Now I'm the server's dunce, it would seem. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Anyway, peeps, if you're enjoying today's stream, be sure to hit that follow button over here on Twitch. I will most likely stream again tomorrow as it goes. And then I'll take Thursday off, and then I'm out Friday. Oh, yeah. Saturday, I was going to go to the cinema Saturday. I never replied to that message. I'll make a note. So, oh no, I'm going to do Saturday morning, so Saturday evening should be good. Hang on, let me... Can I still reply? How did I get distracted? I'm always getting distracted. Okay. Right, and I'll reply to the rest of those messages later. I don't want to get too distracted now. Yesterday I had one of those days where I was on my feet all day. It was just one thing after another. Like this thing, that thing. Ugh. Felt knackered at the end of it. And then after the stream today I got loads of other things to do. Wait X, before you leave, says Ducker Apaula in chat. Also, a few streams ago you were kind enough to share the message of hope is alive and the power of love for me. Even putting that at the end of the video you just made for it. I just want to say a huge thank you. You have no idea how much it means to me and whoever else it impacted. I was near tears, for real. Just thanks. You're most welcome. I believe that was a quote someone else wanted to share. And I was happy to share it for them. I'm writing a science test tomorrow in English the next day, says RatCad4 Discord. You reminded me of something. Who here is like approaching university for their education and wants to make a difference in the world? Like, who's motivated? Who out there is trying to suss out how they can do the biggest good in the world? Oh, did I get the heads? Okay, I think I got them. I don't want to die. First of all, good on you for thinking like that. Right, so some of you are motivated, some of you are in university, or going to university too. Look, me, you know, I do this thing here. This is what I'm good at. Wearing a dunce hat. Oh, I'm no good for school. God, just gotta wear my dunce hat. This is like where life has taken me. And I am like always just amazed at people out there in the world doing amazing things for, you know, science, healthcare, and climate change, or whatever it is, trying to make a difference in the world. And whenever I start looking into that stuff, I'm always like, I'm just a derp. Like, I can't do any of this crazy science to help the planet or whatnot. Anyway, I found out about this organization called 80,000 hours, which is the amount of hours you have in your average work life. And the idea of this organization is that they're trying to suss out what the most effective careers are, where you can have the biggest impact in helping the planet and humanity go in the right direction, and then helping you find those jobs and hooking you up with them and whatnot. So I went onto the website, I was like, X is going to help save the world, and then it was like, what university education do you have? And I was like, oh, I've just got a dunce hat. Oh, that's all I've got, just this dunce hat. But what I do have is an audience, and so I can tell all of you about this. And yeah, 80,000 hours. If you go look it up, right, if you're, you know, at the beginning of your education and you want to have a big impact on the planet, then this might be a great resource. It gave me the impression it was more aimed for if you had finished university, but maybe you can look at it and, you know, gather some insight on what you might want to do with your career and how you can help change things for the better and whatnot, right? So, 80,000 hours. Go check it out if you are looking for some ideas of what direction to go in. NB2005, 8 months of support. Saying, hey X, my girlfriend broke up with me on Sunday night at 11 PM and she said she needed space and that I'd be better to move on, but I genuinely am in love with her. Do you think I should give her space and then try again? Or should I do something else? I mean, if you love someone who doesn't love you back, that's gonna hurt. No doubt about it, but you should give them their space. You know, it's the hard thing to do, but the hard thing is often the right thing. If you know, you might feel like you're supposed to be together, but if they don't feel the same way, it can't be, right? So give them their space to figure it out, and you know, you'll have to prepare for the worst if they come back and tell you it ain't gonna be. But if you don't give them their space, the chances are things will probably go south, right? Like, you got to put yourself in their shoes and just realize if someone asks for space and then you try and intervene and talk and all of this, it's probably just gonna go south. So I'm sorry to hear you going through that, my dude. That sucks. But like, the amicable thing to do is to just, you know, give them their space and accept what they say, really. I think if you try and convince someone in that kind of situation, you're probably going to make it worse, right? You just need to give them space, let them figure it out, and see what they say. 100% give her space. Smothering her will only push her away, says Revillo. I mean, said in so many less words. Gumrover is here resubscribing for 59 months. Thank you so much, Gumrover. Appreciate it. Dear Xisuma, comma, says Alloy Sazavant. I am not your agony aunt. Are you planning to play Cubs Total Chaos? Oh my god. My calendar on my phone has recently... a couple of events haven't synced. When was Cubs Total Chaos? I'm going to go look that up right now because I did not want to miss that. It's probably today. It's like, these things always catch you off guard. I've got so many other jobs to do. Oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, thank goodness. It's tomorrow. Oh, that means I can put it in my calendar. I hope it doesn't desync again. God. So, I will need to stream earlier or shorter tomorrow. Let's go add that in. Got the wrong time. There we go, cool. It says total chaos in my calendar. Love it. Yeah, I've got quite a few things to work on at the moment, and I'm also like in a space where I feel like really motivated to do stuff on Hermitcraft and make videos, and I could kind of do with a break, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like the right time. X is a bartender dispensing wordly advice. Trying to. I'll do my best. Let's put down the shulker boxes we need to fill up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's correct. And I think that tree farm's still rolling, right? Just slow. It had quite a bit of TNT in last time we checked, so it should be good to just keep farming. Also got a message from Liger. What's this about, Liger? Okay, let me... Okay, it kept them up. Excellent, right. Shouldn't be getting all distracted at the moment. Let's get all the stream back to normal. Excellent, right. John Reagan, thank you for 28 months. Appreciate it. Hope things are going amazing for everyone. Always, always. Why no TNT, Jupiter says Yamakosa J. Because then I couldn't be out here in the desert mining sand answering your question. Right? You know, if I build a TNT duper, someone's just going to ask why I'm a dupe in TNT. You never win. Cool golden drill. Does look like a golden drill, doesn't it? I love that the hat is slanted. Something about the slant just makes it perfect. I guess that means I might be doing total chaos with the dunce hat on, right? Which is probably not good. It's a derpy dunce hat, says Bear. It is indeed, isn't it? Derpy all the way. God, this is so satisfying. Something about the sound of it as well. Hey X, what do you think or hope the 1.20 update will be? You know, the biggest rumor that seems to, or just I don't know why it seems likely, but I can't help but feel it might be the end update. I'm not sure why that is, if it's things that have been hinted at or whatnot, but the end update I reckon might be a thing. But you know how they decide updates these days? I'm pretty sure it's like the marketing team is involved. And the inventory update is probably not a very sellable idea. But I do think the amount of players that experience like the problems with the inventory, it's got to have a big pull. Like, Minecraft's a bit of a weird and wonderful game. And who knows, the inventory update might get a lot of people's attention. They'll be like, what, they're addressing the inventory? Dang, I want to come back and play again. Who knows? I feel like that might be next because the last one was the overworld and before that was the Nether. There was only one dimension left to update. Yeah, that's reasonable logic. Or they might add a new dimension. Not adding a new dimension does feel really strange. Like, we talk about the marketing team, right? The marketing aspect. That feels like just one of the biggest pulls. If they said Minecraft, new dimension. Like, that just feels like a whole, like, wave of hype for that. Mr. Hyena with some cheers and biddies saying, what did you grow up watching when you were a kid and teenager? Well, that is a great question. Thank you for the cheers and biddies. Let me see. So, I was actually watching on YouTube a Where's Wally cartoon thing because I always had this vague memory of like something to do with Where's Wally, and I always thought it was like a cartoon. And then, I don't know, I saw something that was like, you know, mentioned that there was like an animated series of it. And then I got this idea like, oh yeah, it's, you know, it's the future. You can just go on YouTube and find stuff. So I went on and I managed to find the episode that I had this like vague memory of in my head, this like image that stuck in there, and I was like, well, there you go, that's what it was. But I don't remember watching a lot of that. I guess I probably grew up watching daytime TV a little bit, you know, when you're a kid after school, ITV, BBC, whatever it was. I always remember, I think it was the host of Art Attack. His name was Neil or something. I think he hosted this other show that was like a little indoor kids activity challenge thing, where they like had this arena and they would kind of like, I don't know, race little cars around it and set up all these little obstacle courses. And I can never remember the name of it though, because now you can just go up and look at it online. So there's a bunch of stuff like that which I didn't really care too much for. As I got older, I used to watch Nickelodeon, so stuff like, oh yeah, I don't have a bed. Like you'd have the Rugrats, you'd have Hey Arnold, obviously watched The Simpsons, which wasn't Nickelodeon, but there was a whole bunch of those Nickelodeon shows I watched. I remember like Sabrina the Teenage Witch and what's the one with his name's Zach in it? Saved by the Bell. Yeah, and like I'm not massively fond of these things or nostalgic. Uh-oh. Is no one able to sleep? Do you know what? I might actually have a bed. No, I don't think I have a bed, like a backup bed. Huh. I don't have wall blocks in there either. Oh, there we go. Beef's on it. Excellent. I remember watching Teenage Mutant Turtles, but none of these things were like, I don't know, they're not like really a part of my identity or anything. Like, they were just stuff that I did at the time. You used to just like, as a kid, spend your time so incidentally. And I think as you get older, you kind of get a bit wiser about how to spend your time. Like, you don't just want to watch whatever's on telly, but you know, you're young, you don't know what's out there in the world, and come home from school and just watch telly or whatever it used to be. I used to love watching VH1 and MTV. It gave me a lot of my love for music. Especially those like behind the music shows. Those documentaries were great. The style now's a bit, but yeah. So yeah, The Fresh Prince, that's another one. No, Simpsons wasn't on Nickelodeon. It was always on Sky. I just mentioned it when I was mentioning Nickelodeon, because that was one of the channels that like we would switch to and watch. I did not watch Grange Hill. I vaguely remember that one. I'm looking for some of y'all, like, naming those Nickelodeon shows. Scooby-Doo. Nah, never really watched much Scooby-Doo. Not that old. Biker Grove sounds familiar, but not one I watched. I didn't watch Cat Dog. I didn't watch a lot of cartoons. Like, we had the Cartoon Network. I didn't really watch a lot of that. Ren and Stimpy wasn't one of them. I don't know what it is. Did not watch Fairly Odd Parents. Now you're reminding me. Keenan and Kel was one, and God, that show's terrible, but was sort of like amazing at the time too. What was the old gag? Where he asks him like, "Who likes orange soda?" And he's like, "I like orange soda." I can't remember it. That was not a great one, but as a kid you just loved it. And there was this other show on around the same time called Sister Sister. But again, like none of these I really think were that great. They were just stuff you'd watch. Kind of disposable. Sabrina, yeah, I mentioned Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Smashing Pumpkins were in that. And I once tried to find the episode that they performed in, but I couldn't find it. And I never got into the Smashing Pumpkins until like 2014, 15. Crazy. It's like right now I'm getting into Type of Negative, and it's just like, this is easily one of those bands I could have stumbled across way earlier, right? Power Rangers, yeah, I watched Power Rangers when I was a kid. Don't really remember too much about that one. I don't also remember them being particularly impactful. And none of these shows are really profound or anything. That stuff, like, the more profound stuff comes later, I think. I don't know if I've said this much before, but like, when I look back on my childhood and stuff, I feel like I was a kid in like autopilot. I don't really remember like feeling much, being quite like absent of emotion, and just going along with like whatever it was that we were doing. And then it wasn't until I was like a late teenager that I just one day was like, full of emotion and whatnot. But so yeah, I look like stuff from back then just doesn't really have like much of an impression or an impact on me. Like I was showing like Captain Scarlet and the Thunderbirds, and I don't really like feel like they did much for me, even though they're kind of like amazing at being what they are. Star Wars movies were really, really fun. Speedrun childhood. I didn't speedrun it. I don't know. I've you know people. You hear them talk about growing up and stuff and who they are. Sometimes with friends. Sometimes on like a podcast or something. But like the way other people talk about their childhood or being young just makes me feel like mine was so just lacking like any sense of self. Just all the memories just like have no personality to them. It's really difficult to describe. It's like I wasn't me yet, and not in like I was a kid way. Just like in I don't know, like there was just no emotion or personality or want. Some of you in chat are expressing the same thing. This might just be one of those things that like a lot of people experience, but like people don't talk about it, and then we don't know. Night Sport, thank you so much. Have you been staying up to date with Better Call Saul? It's been a terrific final season. It really has. I think I'm going to sit down and have a treat, like a cup of hot chocolate later, and watch the rest of the episode that's currently out. And then next week it's going to be a bit bluesy. I'm going to be like, oh, it's the end of the series. Oh, got to deal with those. The show's over blues. Incredible show. I think I might, in some ways, like it more than Breaking Bad, but they're kind of different beasts in a way. Mr. Haney is here with the cheers and biddies saying, did you watch any of those Mega XLRs or Ben 10 series, Danny Phantom, original Teen Titans, or early 2000 TMNTN, and the X-Men cartoon series? I did actually read your message, but because I didn't know any of those, I didn't read them out. Is Ben 10 that guy who like travels through time? He's like a cartoon with a little, like an old school cartoon with like a boiler hat or something, and he like puts on costumes and then travels through time. I think growing up is about forming personality, says Curls. Well, I didn't form any. I was just a blank slate that went along with whatever was going on. I don't remember having opinions, feelings, or anything. It was just like, I don't know. No sense of self. Right, so one of these is to go in my backpack. Because... wait, have I got a free... Yeah, I've got a free one here, because, you never know when you're going to need sand. Noogali is here for 13 months saying, how was the game Stray? I've been meaning to buy it, but please don't spoil. Hey, if you look at that game and you're like, oh, this looks like something I'd like, if you like adventures and whatnot, adventure games with a nice story, bit of depth to it on the introspective side, then that game's pretty awesome. It was a really cool experience. I kind of wish in some ways I wasn't streaming it, because I could have perhaps enjoyed some of the side questing stuff a little bit more, but like the thing with my time is that it always just gets like chalked up. So it's like I can stream this for a few hours here and that'll be it. Which means I get to have the pleasure of enjoying one of those games, but maybe not as fully as I could have done, right? Anyway, I reckon you if you're into it, you'll be great with it. Like, it was a really well done game. Face reveal at 100 million, says Hirschi Man. Bit on the low side, isn't it? Should we aim for 100 billion? I think 100 billion's a bit more reasonable. It's good to know some people still care about the face reveal. If I go a certain amount of time and like, no one said face reveal, then I should probably be concerned. That's when I know it's over for Xisuma. I'm no longer relevant. That's when I can pack it in. When no one asks for a face reveal, I'll pack it in, I will. I'll be like, right, clearly I'm no longer needed. And I'll walk into the sunset. Whose face are you revealing at 100 billion? I don't know, I'll reveal someone's face. Does it really matter whose face we're revealing? Oh yeah, I have I was just thinking like, don't I have loads of TNT already somewhere? Oh well, we'll make some more. How about a hand reveal? Someone hasn't seen my guitar videos! Right, you got some homework you have. Go to my second channel and look for the guitar videos. You should really do an animated face cam on your streams. Well, I do have the avatar, but I don't really use it that often. Opinions on Andrew Tate, says James Did It. My opinions on Andrew Tate? Who is Andrew Tate? Please do inform me. Right, let's keep going. I hope the farm's okay. Oh, I just saw an explosion. Cool. Most of the time I look over at it and it's like, nothing's happening. Oh, there we go. No, we're good. We're good. Have I ever played the Ratchet and Clank games? I think I missed those. They were kind of like a bit like past my time of playing games, I think. Could be mistaken. But I know those were on the PlayStation, right? I think they were pretty well received. Platformers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think I might have played it like once or twice, but not crazy amounts. Right, down to the last boxes, are we? What are you doing with the TNT? I'm just gonna put it in a chest and never use it again. No, I'm gonna blow it up. Oh, so close. So close. So close to that maximum efficiency. Hey, it fills up a whole shulker box. Who would have known? Right, on that note, I'm going to leave that TNT there, now that I've learned that I've got some more in here. That will fill up what we've got going on down below. Let's go see how much wood that we've produced in this amount of time, eh? If you ask me, it's going to be pretty epic, whatever it was, because all we did was build a farm and walk away. Right, don't drop TNT on me right now, please. Oh, I thought they would have gone into the bottom one first. Dang! Dang! That's amazing! That's actually amazing. I am so chuffed with that. Oh, look, more! Oh god, it looks like it's gonna destroy itself. Let's fill it up. Nice! Well, this thing might just have to do, like, an overnight run. I might have to increase the amount of storage down below, right? Let's get that thing logged out. And I will get ready to edit that into a time-lapse. Saving the replay file. Peeps, I think we're going to wrap the stream up right there. I would have really liked to have kept going. We've had so much fun, but, you know, I've got other responsibilities and commitments and tidying up to do, so peeps, be sure to hit that follow button before you head out of here. And if you'd like to stick around, I believe that Hypno is also playing on Hermitcraft, so we'll go and raid Hypno. Big thanks to everyone for coming by today, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Alright, take care everyone.